If you think your cell phone data is anonymized, guess what? It probably isn't. Verizon and AT&T are accused of selling information about you, including your personal information, your name, and your location to third-party vendors. And this is something they're not supposed to do because there is an agreement that was made between Verizon and the FCC in which Verizon agreed to stop tracking customers unless they specifically opted into the program to be tracked. I don't see why anyone would choose to do that, but it doesn't matter because it looks like they were just doing it anyway. This comes from Philip Newstrom. He's the co-founder of Shotwell Labs. In a recent blog post, he found that 2 demo websites would return account details if visited from a mobile connection. All you had to do was enter a zip code and click a button, and it would put out all of this information from specific people with mobile phones on them at the time. Unfortunately, it looks like there have been a few oversights, and that is to put it in the most gentle terms. At most, they're doing it on purpose. At least it's an accident. Though, do you think it's an accident at this kind of level of a company? Newstrom wrote in a blog post, "These services could be used to track or de-anonymize nearly anyone with a cell phone in the United States with potentially no oversight." So there is some evidence to indicate that Verizon and AT&T, by the way, they have 2 different programs. AT&T is Mobile Identity API. Verizon's is Unique Identifier Header. There is some evidence to show that they are selling these to third-party vendors, or at least could. And those third-party vendors could then be able to resell it to other companies or perhaps government entities. And there's practically no one to stop them in these cases. And it's even the agreement, which was backed by the EFF, doesn't seem to be going through at all, and no one's really watching them. You should be able to count on the FCC to look for the consumer's best interest in terms of communications. However, I will point out the many times I've complained about Ajit Pai, who is the head of the FCC and was a former attorney for Verizon, in my opinion, will go back to private industry after his term is over in 5 years. It doesn't seem like there's a way to stop this at all, except for us to complain loudly, to use the EFF and other internet privacy resources. We thought it was a win by making this agreement, but they're not abiding it, and no one's really stopping them, and that is terrible. Audience, I don't know how to ask a question because obviously no one likes this. The end.